Well, I must admit that kind of music just through my mind on the other side of town. Now, the second music guest, Nduduzo Makhathini, is currently featuring in the last installment of the Jazzy July series at the Market Theatre. Award-winning composer and pianist, his music is heavily influenced by African traditions, but it also has a bit of undertones of jazz music. He released his 8th album titled Ikhambi and was named the best jazz album at the South African Music Awards. He joins me now in studio to tell us more about himself and, of course, his album. Bob, a very good morning to you and a warm welcome again to Morning Labs. Always good to have you on this show.
Man, it's an honor always. I really appreciate it. Greetings to you.
Indeed, a warm welcome. Now, you'll be performing at the last installment of the Jazzy Julys. What can we expect to see?
So the whole concept is really a tribute to a great master and a teacher, but also someone who contributes quite immensely to the South African jazz aesthetic, and that's Ubaba Bheki.
Yeah.
So basically the concert is based on ways of remembering him through his repertoires, but also through his teachings, but also looking into like how our legacy plays itself out. And I see myself as a disciple of Bheki. And so what that means for me in terms of taking responsibility in ensuring that his music reaches the next generation of musicians in South Africa. So that's basically what it's about. So we'll be playing fully Mselegu repertoires, and you know, most of them are also original interpretations of the stuff he's recorded both in exile, where he lived most of his life in London, but also interestingly enough, he records an album called Home at Last, and that happened to be his last album. He came to South Africa to record that and goes back to London. So also just trying to navigate this idea, notion of a home and what it meant for him. And also he's also someone that I'm interested in, some of my research, and I wrote my master's thesis on him as well. So, so just like really trying to find multiple ways at which we can remember an ancestor, but also make sure that he's constantly present in our thoughts, in our works. And so that's really the core of what I'm trying to do with the Mselegu Tribute Ensemble.
I've been following your work with a very keen interest, and I mean, I know that having you as part of this production is just sure to be fireworks. So who else have you worked with in remembrance and in memory of Bheki Mselegu legacy?
Yeah, so a very regular sort of bandmate, Ayanda Sikate, is playing with me, he's playing drums, and he's also someone who at a very young age was fortunate to play with Ubaba Mselegu himself. And we also have a friend of mine who studied music together, Tuto Motime, is a bass player. He's also featuring. And then we have 2 horn players, Linda Skakane, who's currently doing his studies in the US, and Ndabo Zulu, who's also studying in Oslo. And these are really young musicians and really exciting. So we try to think about also the generations that come after Ubaba Mselegu and like what that means for the futures of his music. So it's really exciting. Last night was really special, you know. It's sort of like storytelling in a way, like the way we approach the bandstand and like, you know.
Sure.
But also just the process of learning the music. So I thought of it as like a 7-day meditation on Mselegu, you know, because since Monday we've been together beyond rehearsing the music, but we've also been talking about who Mselegu is in terms of him as a composer, because he was
Let's talk briefly about yourself. I mean, your album won the best jazz album.
Sure.
I mean, such accolade, does it validate you in any way?
Sure.
I mean, you are an established musician yourself.
Yeah, I guess it just, you know, for me, it just says someone out there is listening to what I'm doing. But again, it quickly connects to what I'm doing is really sort of what is inspired by the generation before me. So I'm really into the whole master-disciple thing, and like being a disciple as a way of always remembering a master. So all of these accolades, for me, they further connect to the people that came before, and we're just doing it for them as well. So.
And you've often said that your music is a form of healing. How do you manage to achieve this?
I guess in many ways, healing for myself, that, you know, music also is a kind of a space that you tap into. I've been exploring a lot with the idea of Umsamu, which is a place that is believed that ancestors reside. So music as a space, and this is some of the things that Ubaba Mseleko also believed in, that music had the power to sort of transform our even physical sort of realities, and channel an energy that sort of brings change, you know. In Yoruba traditions, they will call ashe, you know. So, but through sound, it's possible to change what surrounds us.
Let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much, as always, for coming to our show.
Bongamina.
That was Nduduzo Makhathini talking to us about his performances at the Jazzy July series as well as his album. It is at 24 minutes past 8 o'clock. Let's go for coffee.